Nah, I can't agree with Jimmy on this one once again. Jimmy, I know it's coming off after the last couple of videos, like you not one of my, it's not someone I always agree with, but that's how you know I'm gonna always keep it real and I'm definitely not a yes man, because I always tell you guys, Jim Jones for sure is in my top 20 favorite artists of all time. For sure, for sure. And if you include Dipset, he's in my #1 favorite crew of all time. Jim Jones got my favorite verse on Crunk Music. It's my guy. Certified Gangsters, all that, 145th and Broadway, all that. But some of that's in my top 15 of all time is Kid Cudi, and we're not gonna allow no Kid Cudi disrespect on this channel. That we never gonna do. That we never gonna do. And Jim Jones definitely sounds like a nut right now. I ain't even gonna lie to you. The fact that he fixed his lips in the same podcast to say two different wild things. We just made a video about this same podcast that we took a clip from that and made a video about Cameron being scared to come outside, about Big L and Big Lee, how Cam was from uptown and all that. He was terrified, and he was from downtown. They had their own killers, so he can't really talk about why Cam was so scary, but he was.
Cam really shaking and moving and shit like that, you dig? And that's not my part of town. I was uptown, you dig? Yeah, Cam used to be scared to death of them niggas to the point he didn't want to come outside. I didn't understand it because I'm from downtown. You heard? We had our own set of killers and shit like that. I didn't understand how that looked.
So all y'all from different parts of.
I got it. See, I'm not from that era, nor was I living with y'all, was I knowing what Big L was doing and Big Lee was doing, so I couldn't say Jim Jones was capping. We made a whole video about it though, breaking it down, talking from both perspectives and different stories we heard. This right here though, I was listening to music. This right here is cap. It's cap. The only leeway I give Jimmy is that he said in New York City. And his target market, when I look at dudes like Jim Jones, Mano and all them niggas, Dave East, they don't give me the target market for Kid Cudi. They don't give me someone that was sitting in the car listening to Satellite Flight, Journey to Mother Moon. They don't give me the type of vibe that they was rolling up with a bad one, listening to In the Cud. They don't give me the vibes that they was out there listening to Man the Moon 2, Ghost, when they was going through certain things in life. Ghost is one of my all-time favorite tracks. I'm about to play it after this. That's how much I love that song.
Arrogant and smug when it comes to hip-hop. Like, and this is one of those talks.
That's fair.
This is one of those talks.
I'm on the other side of that too. Go ahead.
No, I think Cudi benefited greatly from Jim jumping on the song.
Greatly might be a stretch, but he benefited for sure.
That song's
in New York.
Fish grease. What I'm saying though is no guarantee.
Not New York. Why you keep saying that?
Because that, bro, outside of New York.
You always on the
New York
we're not
gonna do that
but
today.
Go ahead.
We're not gonna do that today. Because I love New York too. But I love hip hop. Stop, Mark. I love hip hop. We're trying to have a real discussion. I love hip hop.
But it's not foul to say that a lot of your opinions align
it's
like
just
that.
I'm not New York biased. And then because I'm not New York biased, you take it to say anti-New York. There's a difference.
Okay.
I am not New York biased. A lot of times y'all be New York biased, where if New York is in it, then it's automatically New York is up here.
Well,
New York
hip-hop started though, Freeze.
That's fine, but we're not talking about the start of hip hop. Hip hop has moved on for years.
I do.
Even with that particular song, you can't necessarily say it helped it in New York, but it didn't help it nowhere else because you don't travel enough to see if it was buzzing somewhere else with the Jim verse. You don't.
Okay, go ahead.
You don't know if it helped it in Atlanta. You don't know if it helped it in this region or this region or this region because you wasn't traveling and outside in these spots to see if when the Jim shit. I mean, when the song came on, they was rocking the Jim version. We only know because we are cemented in New York City, so we know what it did here. Not saying that it did or didn't. I'm just giving a
no. In addition, I'm saying it did.
It helped, bro. It helped.
I'm saying that when that record was on Hot 97, playing the way it was playing, literally day and night. I don't know if who Jim had a relationship up there, but all day long that record came on. Those are spins.
True. Which is
that led to that record being in heavy rotation in New York. In the biggest market. So you can't just say New York when every PD in the nation is looking to see how many spins a certain record is
What made
getting
Jim get on the record?
in New York.
Obviously, you heard a song that must have been doing something somewhere.
I'm not saying it wasn't nice.
So what I'm trying to say, and to your point about travel, this is the blog era when this record comes out. Now we have the internet. This is not just local radio. This is not just regional radio anymore. This is one of the premier blog record like songs. So, I mean, blog era songs. Now you're getting music from all over. You can see this is what we out here. The internet made the world fit in the palm of your hand. It ain't no more you only know what's happening in New York. You only know what's happening down south. You only know what's happening on the west coast.
There's a crew of y'all that overstate the blog era too.
Not just
There's
that.
a crew of y'all that downplay the blog era.
But
there's
to
a
your
crew
point,
of y'all. When this moment we talking about, blogs was still very much niche. They wasn't the overcompensating, the overarching.
Bro, what years of the blog era to you?
What years are the blog
Yes.
era?
What's the peak? What's peak?
That song was
what's
out
the
when we
year,
first started going to
and what's
Jersey
peak
Girls.
blog era?
I remember that song.
This is still kind of MySpace era. Honestly.
Yeah, we're talking about 08 freeze.
I'm calling all that
2010,
shit.
2009,
That's all in this. That's all in
No,
bro.
08 is
What you
not
saying, like
The
pre-social
internet,
media?
bro. I'm talking about the internet. When I say blog era, I mean the internet.
But that's
But even
that's
still, you
factually
can't-
This
incorrect.
changed shit is
But
what I'm telling
even
y'all.
with that, it still don't give you the ability to test how the temperature of a song in other regions.
If you're talking to people in other regions and they letting you know what's popping out there, guess what? You can hear what's going
This record
on in other regions.
This record,
you-
by the way, I know
you
he's from
contra-
Cleveland, but this record was produced in Brooklyn. He was living in New York at the
and
time.
He's contradicting himself
Shout to
now
Play
because
Pat,
what
shout
we're
to
saying
Emil,
is
shout to
that
God the
song
Genius.
was popping in New York.
Yeah.
But you saying that on the blogs, you can hear from other niggas what's popping in other places, which means this song is popping in other places.
That's what I'm saying, Ish. That is
You said
popping
it-
in other places. It's
you-
not popping. What I say is Jim made
That song pop in
New York streets. I'm talking about Jim Jones has a fan base of niggas who don't really give. This is back when it was the internet versus the streets. Niggas didn't really
fair.
what was happening on the internet. Niggas didn't care about none of that shit. Jim made it acceptable for the niggas who did not the internet to the song.
That's fair.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, but
Yo, you said something
I got a
different before.
problem with everything Ice is
You said
saying.
something different before.
In,
No, I
in
didn't.
this time capsule that we talking about, Jim is the hottest thing moving.
Yeah.
Yes.
In 2008, it's not some street rapper
Yeah, yeah.
hopped on some shit and now the street niggas. You keep trying to minimize.
This is ballin',
This is ballin'
pop
Jim, yeah.
champagne,
Yeah.
all like yo, Jim is on fire.
and I'm not
at this
trying to
point.
take away from nothing Cudi did.
No.
And I still disagree with Jim. I don't think he made Cudi. Again,
think so either.
Plain Pat was running around. Niggas was running around working working Cudi and over here. So I disagree with that. But anybody that is gonna come add 2, 3, 4, 5,000, 50,000, 100,000 spins to your BDS helps. That's not regional help. That's not regional help.
My initial.
That's not New York City.
Man on the Moon 2, Satellite Flight, The Journey to Mother Moon. Those are like my two favorite Kid Cudi albums. Yes, I love Man on the Moon 1. And yes, I love In the Cut and everything else. Speed and Buddha to Heaven. Again, Wizard, huge Kid Cudi fan. Like, this guy's one of my all-time favorites for sure. But to hear Jim Jones fix his lips to say that he made Kid Cudi, nah. He said, niggas, Kid Cudi's who he is because of me? Nah, brother, there's so many statements that is just, oh man, that statement is wrong in so many ways.
Remix this right here? Night and, what it was, day and night? Day
Yeah,
and
that
night.
was one of the biggest-
Nigga, you remixed that shit. I
That's
didn't
how-
know that shit.
That's how y'all know Kid Cudi. You would have never known Kid Cudi if I didn't remix the record in New York City. I made that the biggest record in New York City. It wasn't Kid Cudi. Nobody knew who Kid Cudi was. Kid Cudi became about because he had video directors that I wanted them to do a video, and I asked them to show me a video they did before, and they showed me this kid on top of a roof with a record called Day and Night.
Right.
He worked in the store under the label. There's nobody. I was like, oh, yo, did this? I said, I like the record. Get the beat of the record, I want to do a remix. If you give me the beat of the record, I'll let y'all shoot my video. These kids was trying to shoot a video for free for me. Oh. Like, I got the beat. I told them they went crazy, he wanted to do it. I got the beat. I shot the video to the beat, and I never even put the shit out. They put it up on YouTube, they ripped it off of YouTube, and it became the biggest record in New York City. And that's how Kid Cudi became an artist. They ended up giving him a big deal off of Jim Jones' back. If I'm lying, I'm fine. Streets is a marriage that you can't divorce. Ew. Life is a bitch, but I think I fell in love. I love that bitch. So I treat the game just like I'm selling drugs.
Let's start it off by Kid Cudi meeting Kanye West at Bape and Ape. Kid Cudi then going on to work with Kanye West, not only getting signed to Good Music, but also while getting signed to Good Music, helping Kanye West with 808 to Heartbreak after showing Kanye West a mixtape called A Kid Named Cud, which had songs like Maui Wawi, which is going viral today on TikTok. The shit is going viral today. I was banging Maui Wawi years ago. The kids is really playing shit that I was listening to when I was a kid. They bringing that back. Maui Wawi, and don't forget on that mixtape, what was one of the main singles? Day and Night. Day and Night was a huge track. A huge track. So for Jim Jones to say, no one in New York City knew who Kid Cudi was, no. I think no one in front of your corner store that you was chilling in, none of the hood dudes you was posted up with in the lobby selling 2 for 15s, this is all, none of this is factual. But what I mean is when we see Jim Jones, we see him in the block with a whole bunch of hood niggas. We see him talking to Mel Matrix. I can't picture Mel Matrix driving around in his car listening to Pursuit of Happiness. It just doesn't, maybe I'm wrong. But to me, the dudes that Jim Jones is chilling with don't seem like the ones that would really be out there vibing to Kid Cudi. So when you're saying the whole New York, I think you taking your block, your borough, the dudes you chill with, and kind of overestimating. No way in the world you put New York City on to Day and Night. Because I knew Day and Night, centuries before I ever even heard Jim Jones' remix. And Jim Jones was remixing a whole bunch of songs, for sure. Going crazy in New York City. But like we said, in New York City with a certain demographic. My nigga, Kid, Day and Night was top 3 on Billboard. It was top 3 on Billboard. He also dropped like an EDM version. Pursuit of Happiness then also was on Man in the Moon 1 with an EDM version as well. Jim Jones even calls the man like Kid Cudi, which you usually don't see really responding to a whole bunch of his negativity online. He got on to start it off with love as well. That's what shows you this is Kid Cudi and this isn't AI, because he started off with, I love him. I met Jim Jones early in my career, love him, got nothing but respect for him. But you capping, my brother, you wrong. You wrong. I wish I was on the Jadakiss and Fat Joe podcast. This would be a flag right now. If I was on there with you, I would have threw a red flag and had to challenge this, my brother.
Oh man, so starting my day and you know, I see something online that I have to address, right? So Jim Jones, first off, we love Jim Jones, right? Like I grew up on Jimmy, like he's the homie. I met him when I was coming up. He was cool, right? Jimmy, I'm gonna address you directly, my nigga. You talking about how you are responsible for my success is a lie. You need to stop lying to people. You get on your little podcast and you start gossiping and talking shit, and everybody on your podcast don't know the truth. So they all agreeing with you. But if you look under the comments under that post, you'll see people are letting you know what time it is. You know, this is part 1. I got more to say. Day and Night was already a hit record before you touched it, my nigga. I put it on my MySpace, it blew up. Okay? I had an entire mixtape. I was on my way. Motown was courting me. Kanye wanted to sign me. All because of Day and Night, because I put it on my MySpace and it blew up, my nigga. It blew up. I can promise you that Sylvia Rhone did not listen to your remix and say she wanted to sign me. That is not why I have a record deal, bro. Nothing you're talking about is the truth. How do you think I had a music video? I was shooting a music video I was already on. You saw a hit record and jumped on it, my nigga. Like, you didn't make me, man. You didn't make me. So, like, you gotta stop telling these tales, my nigga. Like, you gotta stop. I wanna shout out everybody that's been in the comments letting this nigga know what the truth is. You know? But it's crazy how people just be trying to, like, take credit for my success. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild, you know? Like, and I like Jimmy, man. It kind of breaks my heart to hear him on here trying to take credit for something that he's not a part of. You know what I mean? You jumped on my shit. I didn't ask you to do that. You know? And granted, they played it on Hot 97 every day, and it was a thing on Hot 97 on the radio. But I was an international artist from jump. Like, I had the world, my nigga. Like, I don't understand. I really don't understand. But I'm going to address this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, no more tales, my nigga. You ain't had nothing to do with this. So, yeah, man. Just wanted to address that. You know, I just know that, like, niggas is trying to erase history. You know what I mean? Niggas is trying to rewrite history. You know? And I'm alive and well, and I'm around to address it. This Jimmy talking about how he's responsible for my success. This comes up every couple years. He's always talking about it. And I've been ignoring it. And now finally I'm going to say something. You know, because you're not about to be out here trying to, like, take credit for something that you had nothing to do with. You know? So, yeah. Just wanted to address that, y'all. Peace and love.
Because you had to listen to Day and Night. And you're not going to tell me Jim Jones' whole little story about these dudes wanted to shoot a free video for me and I just heard the song and wanted a beat to remix it. This is Jim Jones. This is Jim Jones in the era right after the Max B shit, but it's still like balling and all that Jim Jones. You're not just remixing anything. The shit was making his rounds around the internet. Not only there, alternative playlists as well, radio. MTV was playing this music video in the morning. So for Jim Jones to be the one to tell us, yeah, I put you on to Kid Cudi. Nah, brother.
The soundtrack to my life. The soundtrack to my life. Oh, yeah. Where you at, baby? Where you at? Turn my flag on. I don't clap when I do mine because I want y'all to be able to hear what I'm saying.
Let's listen.
You said a lot of shit in this that I believe you. You see, when you cried and said that Dipset left you and you still wiped your tears off your face and woke up the next day and said, what we doing, what we on, I believed all that. I believed everything you have said as of now. I really believe you from Harlem, even though everybody else is saying the Bronx. But for you to tell me now that you put us on to Kid Cudi, not happening, not happening. And I live in the East Coast. Yeah, I live in Miami now, but nigga, I didn't live in Miami back then. I lived in the East Coast. Hell no, hell no.
As I remember it, as I helped document it back then, is that when Jim made that remix, he did help expose Cudi to a more radio audience via Hot 97, a more mainstream audience, a more street audience. But, and this is a huge but, Kid Cudi had his own motion, had his own identity, and had a serious way before Jim ever touched that record. I personally first heard Day and Night in the summer of 2007. Shout out to Plain Pat. One night Pat was like, yo, I got the new Kanye album, Graduation. You want to hear it? It was about a month before it came out. Of course I want to hear Graduation. So we go into his car. He starts playing Graduation. When the album is over, he was like, yo, I got something else I want you to check out. And he played me Kid Cudi Day and Night. Or for one listen, you could tell that this record was special. Cudi was moving in like that downtown NYC Soho scene. Plus he had a huge presence on MySpace. And he was killing it on the blogs, man. Shout out to Now Right, Two Dope Boys on Smash, Miss Info, You Heard That New, all of them dope sites that we used to go to. So Day and Night had its own motion, and then Cudi links with Fool's Gold, and it gets commercially released in early 2008, if I remember correctly. Then in July 2008, the mixtape dropped. A Kid Named Cudi. He did that in collaboration with streetwear brand 10 Deep. Shout out to my brother Emeka Obi, man, love you. I was on the XXL magazine staff at that time, and that's when we were picking the artists for the XXL freshman cover for that year. And as you can see, Cudi is right there. Cudi was on the cover. We already talking about him. We shot the cover in the late summer of 2008, and by then Cudi was already revealing to us that he was working with Kanye on the upcoming album 808s and Heartbreak. And his deals via Motown and Good Music were either already in motion or the ink was close to drying. I don't know the exact timeline on that, but he was moving. So Cudi had already made his mark. He was well on his way. Maybe radio hadn't caught on yet, but he had a movement and an army of fans ready to support him. So the Jim and his remix helped turn Cudi onto a more mainstream radio, street, Hot 97 audience in New York City? Yes. But was Jim Jones responsible for Kid Cudi's success? Absolutely not. Those are just
brother, I already knew Kid Cudi. I knew the mixtape. I knew the nigga was from Cleveland. Scott Muscuddy. I knew everything before I even knew Jim Jones made a remix to Day and Night. I know he made a remix to this day, and I don't care about that track because the original is that great. But this isn't where it ends. We see Jim Jones put out a whole paragraph, a whole newsletter. I haven't even read the whole thing. I'm gonna read it for the first time with y'all right now. Which is crazy because I keep picturing 50 Cent posting news surveillance videos every single day of Jim Jones in the freezing cold in his studio. So I'm like, brother, there's no way that you wrote all this shit, and you had to be back in New Jersey because there's no way you wrote this in the studio. There's no way. It's way too cold for your fingers to even move this quick. And again, Jimmy is my guy. But nah, I ain't gonna let no Kid Cudi slander happen. Let's go. Jim Jones, capo. If you're not from NY, you wouldn't understand. Just a fact check. I love Cudi. You don't, because you even spelled Cudi wrong. Also, but when this dropped, no one ever heard of you. It wasn't even played on the radio or any BT, MTV, or it wasn't even on a mixtape. You wasn't hot in NY streets as the new rapper. I can say that because I remember how I ended up doing a freestyle to your record at the time, which is still an NY classic to this day. You didn't have a deal yet at all when I did this freestyle. I remember your video was shot by my intern, and only reason I let him shoot the video was because I asked him to show me what work he's done. He showed me this video, then did For You. I told him if he get me the beat, I would let him shoot the video to the freestyle. I would do the beat. I don't know what. This wasn't a feature. Your record never got played on Hot 97 at all before that. There was no IG, nothing like that. And in 2008, I was pretty hot outside. So hot that I only did the video, never put audio. They ripped the audio from the video on YouTube and played it on Hot 97 as a new Jim Jones record. End up all the countdowns naturally. You became hot in the industry and a DJ at tracks. I believe signed you. Then y'all put the record out nationally, the original version with just you on it, and you were on fire. I recall vividly. We can call your ex-manager, which is the same person who was my intern in the video director. But we won't have slander on the truth. Keep me on Keep me on your explorer, too easy. Should slap yourself for reading this long ass essay. Laugh aloud, y'all fall for anything. I'm telling you, he became a villain today. Like now, Jim Jones is taking on I'm top troll. I'm 6ix9ine left 9 Trey as top troll. There's a new troll now, and it's Jim Jones. Jim Jones going back and forth with 50, because I'm mad that I just read all that to read the last sentence. Like, you know what, Jim Jones, you're right. That's the only truth you said in all this. I'm a clown for reading that entire shit. Never, ever, ever. You think Kid Cudi would have not been Kid Cudi with that weak ass freestyle? It's crazy. It's disrespectful. And the song is smooth. Again, I love Jim Jones. I like the song. I don't like it. I'm not gonna lie. There's too much stigma around it. I don't even like to hear it.
Of Day and Night because Jim Jones remixed it.
We've been having this Jim Jones Kid Cudi debate for about 15 years. I'm happy it finally hit the internet.
You get the New York internet agreeing with him in the other 49 states saying I've never even heard that version.
You know what's funny with that right there alone? It's a cover of a song that's already out. So how can people...
how you heard it?
Yeah, like how can people only have heard it because you remixed it or you made a cover of the song? Like that makes no sense.
Okay, so Jim's right for the tri-state to some degree. But at this time, Cudi was living in Brooklyn and Jersey City. Like Cudi was working that record in New York. That's how Jim probably heard it because Cudi was working that record. But to say that Hot 97 in 2008 didn't determine the hip hop market of all 50 states, you're bugging. Now, with that said, I saw Cudi's response. He's also completely correct.
There's also some things that were always going to jump off. It might have just taken a little bit longer. Day and Night was always going to be a hit. Jim Jones knew that. That's why he hopped on an unknown artist's song because the shit was so hot he had to be on it.
But also, in 2008, the entire music industry hadn't moved to LA yet. Let's not act like all the execs that was pushing everything with Cudi wasn't in their cars going home like, oh shit, all right. Jimmy on this is going crazy in New York. Let's not act like that's not a thing at that time.
But everything else about Jim Jones, you know, we've been playing everything from day one to even his new shit. But that one track right there, I'm not gonna let you have that. There's no way in the world you can ever take that honor to say you put us on to Kid Cudi. Nah, that's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Even when we look at Billboard, brother. Let's just look at Billboard real quick. Kid Cudi top 100, let's see. Kid Cudi, Billboard. How many entries does he have? Let's see. Scott Muscuddy. My boy has 28 songs on Billboard's Hot 100, 2 top 10 songs, 1 #1 song, which the #1 song was The Scots, if you guys remember that. Day and Night was #3 on Hot 100s. He got songs with Drake, he got all that. Okay, cool. Now let's check my boy Jim Jones. And what sucks about all this is that I already know the outcome. I already know the outcome, my nigga. If you made me, then go make another one. My boy Jim Jones has 0 #1 hits. He only has 2 songs that has ever charted on Billboard. Ever. 2 songs. #1 being We Fly High, and 2, We Pop Champagne, we pop champagne, which reached #22. Jim Jones, no way in hell you made anyone. No way in hell you made anyone. Jim Jones is a dope rapper. Kid Cudi is an amazing musician. It's 2 different leagues, not even close. Like, don't even... It gets me tight even bringing up this conversation, but it just had to be said. And it's crazy because I should have made this video about a year ago. It's crazy, you know me and one of my main tags, he had this discussion a while back. He said the same shit, but he's not a Kid Cudi fan. He's not in that demographic either. And he was like that. Jim Jones put him on to Kid Cudi and all this, and he has the best track. Oh, he has the better version of Day and Night with his remix. Like, shit like that just gets me angry. I shouldn't even let stuff like that affect me, but it gets me tight that that's even a feeling. Like, there's people even out there that really think the Jim Jones version is better than the Kid Cudi version. Insane. Obviously, Jim Jones had to hit the song somewhere to remix.
On the fly to the moon, we in the cold with marijuana. I know we in the club until the morning, right? That's why good day and night.
This nigga, and he said it himself, I was hot, I was super hot outside in 08. Which you was, I remember 08. So you want me to believe that you just remixing any song, this nigga just out there remixing anything. No, my brother, you knew the song was bubbling, bubbling, bubbling. So to the channel, guys, comment down below, please share your thoughts. Jim Jones is 1,000,000% wrong. I ain't even gonna ask you what you guys think. Actually, I do wanna know what you guys think. Let me know down below to see if I'm tweaking. But Jim Jones is 1,000,000% wrong. Let me know down below. Jim Jones put you on to Kid Cudi? Jim Jones put you on to Day and Night? Or did you just find out right now watching this video that Jim Jones ever even got on the song Day and Night? Let me know your thoughts down below.